Hello, tribe. So, I've been asked to do a video to get information out about the trust work that I teach. So, let me first start with letting you know what I do. I do energetic healing, breath facilitation, soul advisory, corrective movement therapy, and yoga. Different modalities of healing and advisory. With that, there are different specific styles of education that I work with. One of which is this piece on trust. So I think the most common thing I hear is how difficult it is to trust anyone, right? I can pretty much guarantee every single person watching this video has had some level of trauma. Emotional trauma, physical trauma, psychological trauma. Every one of us has had some level of trauma. I love to remind people, no one is getting out unscathed. It's just the way it goes. However, there are ways of healing and shedding layers that no longer serve us, that create opportunity for us to not only trust ourselves, but to trust all other beings. When you trust yourself, you have the opportunity to trust everyone. Everyone. Because simply you know yourself. You know what it is you need or don't need, or how it's best to respond in any given situation, because you trust yourself. Right? I often will say to my clients, don't trust anyone but yourself, not even me. Okay? I don't want you to trust me. I want you to trust you. When you trust you, then you're given the opportunity to trust everyone. Right? So how do we do that? It's a really cool, what I refer to as medicine that I like to use with people. So this video, we're going to do a little bit of eyes open work, and then we're going to do a little bit of eyes closed work, and how this works. We're going to pretend, we're going to play. Everyone, almost everyone, we'll go with, okay, almost everyone has seen a skeleton, right? You've seen a Halloween skeleton, you've gone to the doctor's office, you've seen a skeleton, you've may have studied some sort of anatomy and physiology. All of that is important. All of that is important. So we want you to look at bones, right? So first and foremost, let's pretend there is a skeleton outside of you, right? So I want you to see a skeleton, and let's go slow. There's a phrase, I really love it. I learned this from an amazing alchemist, and he says, the slower you go, the faster you arrive. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Jim Self. Thank you. So, go slow. Go slow. So right now, I want you to pretend to see a skeleton outside of you. You could use me as a pretend, okay? So let's start with my skull. So you can see the skeleton, you can see the hollowed eyes, the hollowed nose, the jaw. Start to see the spinal column. As you travel down the body, notice the clavicles. Those are those two little bones in the front, connecting sternum and shoulder area. Right? Continue to scan the bones and notice the scapulas, those wings in the back of the body. Good. Now, the humerus bones, which are the arm bones, both arms, continue to travel down past the elbow, The forearm has two bones, the ulna, the radius, right? One for the thumb and one for the pinky side. And then scan the wrist. Tiny little bones in that wrist, right? 8 small bones in that wrist. Just notice them. And then the fingers, right? The metacarpals, the fingers. Scan each finger, each jointed area is a connection to another bone. Good. Now, come back into that neck. Start to travel down the vertebra. As you come into the thoracic spine, you will notice how each thoracic vertebra has a corresponding rib connected to it. So, thoracic spine. And each rib connected to that vertebra. All the way down, you'll also notice the sternum. It kind of has a shape of a tie, a man's tie, and that is in the center where the ribs will connect. Good, see those bones? Continue to see the bones. Stay with me. Travel down the rest of the spine into the lower lumbar. As you come into the lumbar, there is a sacrum. It looks like an upside-down triangle. Little tailbone off the end of that. You then have the hips, the pelvic bones, right? High bones, right? Tiny little rounded sits bones, the ischiums. Now, into the legs. You have the femur bones, right? Those big, big bones that connect into the hip sockets. Scan the bones. Those big femur bones. Coming into the knee, you have the patella, the tiny little round bone. Good. And then down the legs themselves, you have 2 bones in the bottom part of your leg, the bottom half of your leg. You have the tibia and fibula. So scan those bones. And then coming into the 7 smaller bones in the ankle and the metatarsals of the feet. Good, all of those bones. Good. So now that we've scanned them slowly, just look at it again. See a whole skeleton of the body. Good. Notice what you notice. Good. Now, here's what I want you to do. You're going to scan your own bones. Close your eyes and start to see your own bones. Scan the skull. Notice the jawbone. Notice the cheekbones. Come down into the cervical spine of the neck. And each vertebra. You may notice you adjust, you may notice you fuss, you may notice you change positioning. As you scan your own internal bones, it will bring to your attention where you're collapsing, where you're tilted, where you're twisted. It is only natural to change your body's structural alignment while you scan your internal bones. It's part of the medicine. Continue to scan down the bones. Thoracic spine and how each vertebra connects into a rib. How each rib connects to a sternum in the anterior part of the chest. Notice the clavicles, little bones here, connecting sternum and shoulders. Scapulas in the back. Right? Notice your scapulas. Notice your arms, your humerus bones, the 2 bones of the forearm, fingers. Continue to scan the spine all the way down into lower lumbar, into the sacrum. From the sacrum, the 2 hip bones. Good. Notice those bones balance out your pelvis. Take a breath. Take breath. Now scan your legs. Those big bones that connect into your hip sockets. Notice those bones coming out. The kneecap, the patella, the 2 bones of the shin, tibia, fibula. Down those ankles, scan your ankle bones. This is all your bones right now. Your bones. And the toes. Okay. Now, you're going to scan all of your bones again. This time you can go much faster, but when you do, I want you to go to the center of your bones. I want you to go to the marrow of your bones. The marrow of every single bone. Even if you don't believe it's there, even if you've been told it's not there, go to the marrow of every bone in your body. Okay? So, and I like to give the bones the color of magenta. The marrow, the color of magenta. So, start to see the color of magenta in the center of all of your bones. Scan the skull. Cervical, thoracic, good, ribs, clavicles, scapulas, humerus, radius, ulna, down the arms, phalanges, fingers, pelvis, tailbone, good, marrow of the femur bones. Make sure you get both sides. The knees, shins, ankles, feet, both sides. Good. Now take a deep breath in. Good. Now, you're going to repeat out loud. Out loud. You will repeat after me. Each word you use is as if you are saying a statement. A period appears at the end of each and every word you use. Make sense? Good. So you're going to repeat after me. And after you repeat the words, you're going to immediately scan the marrow of your bones again. Okay? And you must breathe. You must breathe the whole way through, allowing a breath to go up to the top and down to the bottom. It is a must. You must breathe as the medicine comes in to your bodies. Okay? So, close your eyes. Take in a breath. Allow your inhalation to lengthen from root to crown. Surrendering your exhale. And again, inhale long. And exhale. Repeat this statement out loud. From the marrow of my bones. I trust me. Breathe in and experience the marrow of your bones. See it from within. See and scan your head, your neck, your shoulders, all of the marrow, down the vertebra, the ribs, the pelvis. Keep scanning, down the femur bones, the knees, the shins, the toes. Breathe in, and again, same statement. From the marrow of my bones, I trust me. Breathe it in. Scan the marrow of your bones. Notice the sternum, the clavicles, the scapula, down the humerus, down the arms, the neck, the skull, the pelvis, the femur bones, the toes, the phalanges, the knees, all of it. Scan, scan, scan. I want you to take note where it was easy to scan and effortless to scan versus where you were not capable of fully connecting into. I want you to go directly to where you had resistance, directly to where you went there. Now, once again, third time is the charm. Always say it 3 times, minimum 3 times. Again. From the marrow of my bones, I trust me. Scan your bones. Breathe in and out. You may shake. You may make sounds. You need to get rid of anything that is a lower vibration than trust. That's what you're experiencing right now. If you're feeling resistance or anxiety, it's because it's leaving you. It must come to the surface first. It must. Continue to breathe and move and shake. I recommend doing this daily, sometimes multiple times a day. The more you do it, the easier it is to scan the bones. The more you scan the bones and add the medicine in there, the less resistance, the less density. Self-trust. Self-trust. I hope that helps. At any point in time, scan the bones. Breathe it in. My job is always to teach you how to be your own guru. You are the one in power. Let me show you how. Thank you for taking the moment to take this and watch this video. Namaste, tribe. Namaste.